to Donington Park for the eBay sprint race press conference. Joining us first of all in third place is Bradley Ray for Rich Energy OMG Yamaha. Brad, you've predicted a tough race today, but was it as tough as you expected? There were some hard moves amongst you and you were pretty evenly matched on all of the Yamahas. Where do you feel that the others had a slight advantage over you?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I mean, the pace at the start of the race was sort of quite, well, not steady, but compared to what we were doing in qualifying was a little bit slower. So I tried to get to the front, but didn't sort of have the pace to make a gap. Kyle come back through and put pretty good pace in, to be fair. So I sat behind him, but Jason passed me with a few laps to go, and just didn't really have anything to get back at him with. We seemed to be losing something sort of the last 2 or 3 laps of the race, so lost a bit in that bit. But yeah, we'll go back to the drawing board tonight and see if we can find something for tomorrow's 2 long races.
First podium of the year for McCann's Yamaha with Jason OHalloran. Jason, you set an incredible pace during qualifying earlier on today. The race was tough. There were some harsh moves between you and Lee at one point. That looked pretty tough between you. Talk us through that and how you made the comeback. And obviously on the last lap it went down to the wire between you and Kyle. How did you play that one? Because it was so difficult to judge when you were so evenly matched.
Yeah, I probably set off a bit too slow. I got to the front and I was leading and I thought I'm just going to go as slow as I can and see if anyone comes by. And no one came by, so I thought I'd just keep this pace. And then a few more came by, and I dropped back a little bit. Lost my rhythm a little bit in the middle. Had a big fight with Lee and Glenn. The one with Lee was fairly entertaining there. He's all right though. He didn't go off track or anything, did he?
He went onto the green line.
Yeah, so it was fairly tight. But yeah, after that, these 2 boys had a gap, and I put my head down, done a couple of 105s in the latter part of the race, and I caught back up fairly quickly. Past Brad, and then I think I only had about 2 laps to go, and Kyle had about half a second on me, so I had to push pretty hard towards the end. I would have liked to have made the move at the old hairpin stick, because I think I probably could have got to the end if I had done that. But to be fair, through Craner it was a bit of a lunge. I was a bit too far back to really pull it up. You know, I was in tight, in deep, and I ran wide, and Kyle got me back. And then into the last chicane, he was really strong, and I had to have a go to see if I could make it. I couldn't do any more than what I did because I would have ran across the green and lost the position anyway. So I tried to stop it. I knew the run out was going to be tight. I just hoped he'd stayed on the outside of me and lost more time than me. But
did you know where he was at that point?
I knew where he was when we went in, but I didn't know that he'd slowed it down enough to get a better run than me out. So I was hoping that he'd sort of got stuck on the outside and then I'd sort of closed the door on the left. But now he used his head. He rode a really good race, and fair play to him. So we'll have another go tomorrow. I think the longer races will be better for us. I think we've got a really good setting for the long races tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see what we can do.
And we've been talking earlier on about how you've been progressing through the season. The bike is different specifications slightly to last year. Do you feel like now you've been on the podium, you've got that kind of expectation back off your back, that now is where your season starts for real? Yeah,
absolutely. Like the first couple of rounds have been quite hard, to be honest. There's like after the year that we had last year, there's a lot of expectation, a lot of pressure, and it's when you're trying to test things, work through things, work with new settings to benefit you in the long run, it doesn't always work out straight away. And you sort of feel like you're rushing things sometimes because you need to be going faster sooner. And I'm glad we've done what we've done, because although we've maybe sacrificed a couple of early races, how I felt today in the race is probably the best I've felt in a very long time. So I think we can improve from here. Massive thanks to everyone at McCann's Yamaha for sticking at it, working through all the stuff we've had to do. Les has done a great job with the setting this weekend, and I'm sure we can maybe improve it for tomorrow.
Our 4th different race winner of the 2022 Bennetts British Superbike Championship and the first winner of the eBay Sprint Race Series. Kyle, you've been strong throughout the season. You had a bit of a problem with your arm pump, which you've obviously resolved between the races, but that was a tough race out there, and it really did come down to, as Jason was saying, that last lap. How did you play that one? Did you wait for him? Did you think that he was going to make a comeback? Going into the final corner, there was nothing between you.
No, it was a very difficult race. At the start, obviously, there was 5 or 6 of us all bunched up, and didn't really get a chance to look at my pit board. And everyone was trying to, like Jason said, and Brad, there was at the front, and they wanted to be passed, but no one wanted to pass them. And I just seen my opportunity. I thought if I don't do it now, I never will. So I had a go, and to be honest, I come round and there was 12 laps to go when I was in the lead, and I thought I've gone way too early here, because I know how good Jason especially is at the end of a race. Nearly backfired, but luckily I just managed to win. But yeah,
it was difficult. I had half a second on the last lap, I think, or 2 laps to go, and Jason managed to bridge the gap. And yeah, as he said, he ran wide into the old hairpin, luckily, because I think he'd have made it had a little bit more speed through the rest of the lap. But yeah, I think, especially at Silverstone, I could have won a race pretty comfortably if I'd have just not looked the other way to Glenn. But I knew it'd come at some point, and luckily for me, it's at my home track, so mega.
And you had the gap over Jason, and you're talking about that. When was it that you were aware that he was closing in on you? Was it, and then did you feel the pressure of that, do you think, towards the end?
Yeah, suddenly my pit board switched. My dad was awesome with the pit board today, so part of that's down to him. I had Brad and Jason's name on the pit board, and it was always Brad and Jason just behind him, and suddenly it switched, and I thought, here we go. Luckily for me, just managed to hold him off to the line, as he said. I had a different front tyre to him. I managed to squeeze the brake a little bit harder into the last corner and set myself up to pass him to the line, so I'm sure it looked good on the telly. Didn't feel good when I was doing it, I just wanted to win, but yeah, thanks to the whole OMG Rich Energy Racing team. Obviously, me and Brad are on the podium again. I don't know how many times that is up to yet, but it's been a mega job so far, so just need to keep the ball rolling.
And that's your first win with the team on Yamaha. How does that feel?
Yeah, it was mega. As people know, I've won before, but it looked like a little bit of a flash in the pan, even though it wasn't, I don't think anyway. But yeah, I managed to win at another track in the BSB class, so I'm over the moon, don't really know what to say. Told myself on the cooling down lap that was definitely the best feeling I've ever had. You know how it is, everybody stayed on, I think. People like Brad and Jason that have been really fast all year, I beat them both for the first time, so it just feels amazing. So hopefully we can do the same tomorrow, but if not, it's a long season and we keep finishing on the podium, so that's the aim.
That's great. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Kyle.